Drama, bin drama, Arab drama, keep drama, mwa drama, asi drama, Allah drama, yote pamoja. Yeah. Just a handful of hours after I did a video on this channel about Moses Kuria and Mount Kenya politics and what is happening deep inside the Kenya Kwanza government, where there's a lot of upheaval, believe it or not. Just a handful of hours after that, hey, something else happens that may be strange to those who did not take in that video, my earlier video. For those who did not take it in, it may be strange. But for those who understood the contents, they will be saying, Allah, this is a confirmation. You see, what is happening right now is that Kenya Kwanza politicians, Kenya Kwanza, not Azimio, are screaming for the impeachment of Moses Kuria, who is a CS in the Kenya Kwanza government. Now, this is a very significant development and indeed a confirmation, because Moses Kuria is not a governor. Moses Kuria is not an elected leader. Moses Kuria is an appointed cabinet secretary. And therefore, should it not be very easy for the appointing authority to just make a short statement? From this minute, Moses Kuria out. That should be very easy. But that is not what is happening. It seems the strategy here, politicians are very slippery people. It seems the strategy here is first of all to muddy the waters, create a perception in the public by firing a lot of barbs at Moses Kuria, talking about his character and the things he has done recently and even in the past, and ultimately create a situation where Moses Kuria must go. Now, this is super fascinating. Let me just simplify it so that you understand why this is a bit odd. If you're on the same team, this is a football match between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, and one of your players makes a blunder, does a mistake, do you think Azimio will be up in arms supporting Kenya Kwanza to remove that player from the team? Does that make any sense to you? Of course not. The coach will promptly remove that offending player from Team Kenya Kwanza and replace him with somebody else. And there's something else that can happen. In fact, this is what happens more often than not. His teammates will approach him and tell him, hey, Tuliza Boli, you made a blunder there, but come on, pick yourself up. Let us proceed with this journey. We are a team. But then what has happened here is that nobody in Kenya Kwanza is talking to Moses Kuria. Instead, they are behaving like Moses Kuria is an Azimio member, an Azimio principal, which is not. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not supporting Moses Kuria. I am not supporting what he has done. What we're interrogating here is the politics that we are seeing. And indeed the politics some of us do not yet see. Indeed, that is why I'm making this video, so that we all see what is really going on here. We don't just look at it on the surface. And to get the real story here, there are two questions we must answer. Question number one, what is the real reason why Kenya Kwanza want Moses Kuria out? That is the first question. Question number two, we know that the relationship between Moses Kuria and Kenya Kwanza, and especially the UDA High Command, has not been good for quite a number of weeks now. Even before the recent reshuffle, where Moses Kuria was removed from the Ministry of Trade and transferred elsewhere. Yeah. So question number 2, why is it proving to be so difficult to fire Moses Kuria? Remove him from office. He's just appointed, he's not elected, he's not a governor. He's a mess, yes. Ni kufuta yetu na kalamu. Kuisha maneno. What is so difficult with that? Let us address those 2 questions. Now, the answer to question number 1, the real reason, is that Moses Kuria has fallen out. This should be the final confirmation of that. Moses Kuria has fallen out with President William Samoei Ruto. Why? We may not know the real reason, but we have seen the reaction of both parties very clearly. This morning, we have seen the response of Ruto, Kenya Kwanza and UDA in the Senate. And we have also seen Moses Kuria behavior in recent days, where he is gravitating towards Mount Kenya unity. He is even talking to Azimio principles. Yeah? And his game plan appears to be to create a new center of power in the unity of the Mount Kenya region and remove himself from the side of UDA and Kenya Kwanza, who are very unpopular in the Mount Kenya region. Answer to question number 2, why can't he just be removed? Well, it is complicated because of Kuria's role in bringing the presidency to Ruto. He knows too much, and people are fearing he could spill the beans. He is a very hot potato that UDA and Kenya Kwanza seem not very sure on how to handle. Yeah? And that is why at the moment they have decided to attack this hot potato, because they don't want to hold it. They don't want to use, in fact they dare not use, the usual ways of parting ways with people, getting rid of people who have outlived their usefulness. That is the truth. Now, I highly recommend that you check out the video I did yesterday, and you will get all the details and fully understand what I'm talking about. Siasa ya Mount Kenya imewaka moto. Now, there's one more piece of information that I need to share with you so that you're in a better position to understand what is going to unfold over the next few hours and days. Yesterday, somebody shared some very interesting information, and this information was from somebody who was a teacher to Moses Kuria in high school. Okay? And what this former teacher of Moses Kuria had to say is very relevant to the current issue and very instructive. Have you ever been in a school where there's a troublemaker, somebody who annoys everybody, people don't like him, he gets expelled from school? But this man is very brilliant. He's a genius. He gets expelled and he comes back on the day of exams and he still tops the class. Have you met such people? This former teacher of Moses Kuria tells us that the man is a troublemaker. Has always been. However, he is an extremely intelligent man. Now that cannot be good news for UDA and Kenya Kwanza. Hey, that cannot be good news at all. But before I go, let me mention something else. I find it a bit disturbing that Azimio legislators, some of them, like the Homa Bay Senator Otieno Kajwang and the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, have joined in to very emotionally support this idea of Moses Kuria being removed from his position as CS. Why am I disturbed? Because Azimio is not in Kenya Kwanza. It has nothing to do with the failing Kenya Kwanza government. Why should they support a motion made by Kenya Kwanza and especially UDA legislators? Why? What is in it for them? You know, there's a huge difference between just voting for a motion and enthusiastically participating in debate when somebody from the other side is being roasted by his own people. In my book, there's a huge difference. I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. But that one just disturbs me. I don't know what you think. Maybe you can tell me in the comments area. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me, please. Now, of course, the Senate cannot impeach a cabinet secretary. This is the work of the National Assembly. And therefore, the senators were also wasting valuable time debating this issue, firing barbs at Moses Kuria, when only a single statement from the speaker would have sufficed. Why go into debates? Or even better, he would have just passed a note to the National Assembly. But as I told you earlier, there is a political game going on here, and we all wait with anticipation to see where it ends. But at least now you're a step ahead. You know what is really happening. Now, I've just released weekly intelligence briefings number 115. 116 will be out in the next few hours. And there's a very good opportunity of getting hold of my weekly intelligence briefings by taking full advantage of our latest offer on that book, audiobook, The Ruto Kenyans Will Never Know. There is a unique opportunity over the next 24 hours to do so. If you feel that you need this very important content and your budget doesn't quite cut it to enable you to get your hands on it, for the next 24 hours, you can name your price. Lakini usinifinye sana. And for that reason, the limit will be 50. The first 50 to send me an email on that email address you see on your screens right now. You miss this at gmail.com. Naming your price. And then guess what? I will also throw in another valuable Kumekucha book. You can choose for yourself, or you can allow me to choose for you. The most liked of my other ebooks, of course, is Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency, How Mutula Kilonzo Sr. was murdered. And then there's another one called The President's Lovers. Now, that last one of you took it in recently, and they were delighted, very excited about it. And yes, it talks about a Kenyan president. And so, you have this very exciting opportunity. Please take full advantage of it. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.